Why, hi there, I'm Ron Juckett, and Retro Sports Network presents 1964 Pro Baseball, Wednesday Night Baseball, May 27th of 64, and oh, have we got a treat for you tonight. It's the second place San Francisco Giants in the National League against the St. Louis Cardinals. And you know, we just pick games on Wednesdays and Saturdays to play. We don't track rotations and all that. But oh, have we got a gem for you tonight. We have Juan Marichal from the Giants against Bob Gibson of the Cardinals. Oh boy, this should be fun. Let's give you a quick look before we get too excited on the standings. The Pirates in the National League are 30-10. They may be floundering around with losing the last two, but they still have a 5.5 game lead over the San Francisco Giants and a 6 game lead over the Cincinnati Reds. The Milwaukee Brewers are coming right up 7.5 back. St. Louis is 20-19. They've only won 4 of their last 10, but they've won 2 straight. This is the opening game of the series as far as I can tell. In the American League, the Twins are kind of scuffling a bit. The Yankees are, but so are the Yankees. The Twins hold a 3.5 game lead over New York and 7.5 over Baltimore. Now, we were going to do the Twins and the Red Sox on Saturday, but no one wants to watch the Red Sox. I know that most of you viewers do want to watch the Red Sox, but no, you really don't. So instead, you're going to get Pittsburgh and Los Angeles from Pittsburgh. All right, so that's what the scenario is as we head into Memorial Day weekend. This is game number 40 for the Cardinals, game number 38 for the Giants. And the lineups that Bob Gibson will be facing: it's Chuck Hiller leading off for San Francisco, Duke Snider in right field tonight for the Giants, Willie Mays in center, Willie McCovey in left, Orlando Cepeda at first, Holler behind the plate, Jim Davenport at third, Angel Pagan at short, which I think I got the wrong Pagan, and Juan Marichal on the mound. Defensively surrounding Bob Gibson, it's Clemens in left, Kurt Flood in center, and boy is he good, 10-9. And Lewis in right. The infield, Ken Boyer at third, Dick Grote at short, Julian Javier at second, and Bill White at first. White and Boyer are, actually, except for Grote, they're all just fantastic. And Tim McCarver behind the plate. So with all that said, let's get started. Chuck Hiller is at 133, a homer, and 4 RBI. Gibson is 5-1 on the year with a 2.55 ERA. In 67 innings, he's allowed 54 hits, 4 home runs, walked 21, and struck out 59. And so this one starts with a long drive to right, and Lewis will try to dive and can't get there. Johnny Lewis will hold Hiller to a single. So that's how this one starts, and Gibson kind of glares out at him. We'll get to all the scores, of course, after the third and the sixth inning, but the Tigers lead the Orioles 4-1 in the third in Baltimore. Here's Duke Snider at 159, a homer, and 3 RBI. Pitch to Duke is a line drive to center. That's a base hit. So Gibson has allowed the first 2 runners to reach. You think Willie's going to get one inside here? Mays 323, 8 homers, 22 RBI. Here's the pitch. Struck him out. 1-2 on the inside corner. So 1 out, and that'll bring up Willie McCovey. Stretches at 207, 6 homers and 18 RBI. And McCovey draws a walk. And Bob Gibson's personality right now is on slow boil. Wow. Phillies lead the first place Pirates 6-0 in the 5th. Cepeda has a grand slam on the year. He's at 345, 7 homers, and 18 RBI. And obviously, since you don't see Lou Brock in the field, the Brock and Brolio trade has not taken place yet. Pitch to Cepeda, line drive right to White, who makes a fantastic leaping catch. So 2 out, and that might have saved 2 runs. Tom Holler, now the catcher at the plate. 288, 6 homers, and 15 RBI. Here's the pitch. He got him! So Gibson got him to swing and a miss for strike 3 and works out of trouble. A 27-pitch inning, but pitch counts in Bob Gibson are like oil and water. They just don't mix. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. She's oil and vinegar, I think is the right expression. After 1/2 of 1 inning, there's no score. And so, I just can't stand the print here. Here is the defense around Juan Marichal, who was 8-1 on the year. That does not lead the league in wins, by the way. Bob Veal does at 10-0 for the Pirates. Marichal is a 2.21 ERA, 81 innings, 69 hits. He has allowed 6 homers, 15 walks, and struck out 58. It's McCovey in left, Mays in center at 10-10, and Snyder actually isn't horrible in right. He's a 4 with a 4-arm. Davenport at third, Pagan at short, Hiller at second, Cepeda at first. Pagan the better defender, and Holler is a 7-range and a 6-arm. A 5-arm behind the plate. The lineup for the Cardinals: it's Kurt Flood leading off. Clemens will bat second, no relation to Roger. Dick Grote at third. Ken Boyer will bat cleanup. Bill White will bat fifth. McCarver sixth. McCarver actually was a decent hitter. Johnny Lewis, the right fielder, will bat seventh. William Javier will bat eighth. And Gibson will bat ninth. So Flood is at 364, no homers and 17 RBI. Marichal delivers, grounder to short. Pagan throws it over, 1 out. Giants in the road, grays, San Francisco and brown with orange outline and their familiar orange lettering hat on the brown. Cardinals in home white, red hats with the STL. You know how they look. They haven't changed. It's Doug Clemens, by the way. Doug is at 259, 1 homer and 7 RBI. Marichal delivers, got him. Swung on and missed on a 1-2 pitch, so there's 2 quick out. Dodgers on the East Coast lead the Reds 2-0 in the 6th. Here's Dick Grote. Dick at 292, a homer and 28 RBI, which is impressive. He only had 70 on the year. Pitch to Grote is a fly ball to right. Back goes Snyder. He'll make the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 1, no score. So Davenport, Pagan, and Marichal for San Francisco here in the 2nd. Gibson is warm. I didn't even give you the weather. It's raining slightly here. A light rain in St. Louis. A comfortable night, 79 degrees. Winds blowing from left to right. Don't think we're going to lose anything here, which would be too bad if we did with this matchup. Davenport at 308, no homers and 6 RBI. Here's the pitch. Davenport grounder to second. Javier makes a tremendous stamp, throws it to White for the out. Here's Jose Pagan. Angel, or Angel, is the center fielder that played recently for the Giants. Jose is at 228, no homers and 10 RBI. Pitch, there's a ground ball to third. Boyer flips it across to White, and that's 2 out. So a quick inning for Gibson so far. Here's Marichal, Juan at 185, no homers and 4 RBI. Gibson delivers, strike 3. Just below the belt, he gets the call because of reputation, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 1.5. That was a 10-pitch inning for Gibson. No score. So Marichal retired the Cardinals on 11 pitches in the 1st. And here's Ken Boyer at 272, 8 homers and 27 RBI. And here's the pitch to Boyer. Boyer strikes out. Swung on and miss on an 0-2 pitch. So Marichal is fan 2. Here's White. Bill at 280, 4 homers and 21 RBI. White swings, grounded to second. Hiller boots it, and he will get on. White will reach on the air. Hiller kicked it. So I'll bring up McCarver, who was at 308, 5 homers and 17 RBI, and is sitting on an 8-game hitting streak. So first base runner for the Cardinals in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Pitch to Tim. There's a grounder up the middle. Marichal stabs it. Throws it over to Cepeda for the out. 2 out. They'll bring up Johnny Lewis. Played with the Mets at some point, too. 258 on the year. 2 homers and 10 RBI. Here's the pitch to Lewis. There's a fly ball opposite field. Left side. McCovey's there, and that's an out. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 2, there's still no score. Colts lead the Braves 3-1 in the 4th. Top of the lineup now for San Francisco as they go through the second time. Chuck Hiller singled his first time up. Through 9 batters and 37 pitches, Bob Gibson has thrown 2 innings, allowed 2 hits, walked 1 and struck out 3. Pitch to Hiller is a line drive base hit into right center. So that's the 3rd hit for the Giants. Hiller not a threat to steal, a 25% chance, and I'll bring up the Duke. Snyder is 1 for 1 with a single. Here's the pitch. Got him. He got him on a full count curveball and at the knees, and there's 1 out for Willie Mays, who struck out his first time up. Willie struck out 72 times on the real season and 16 times in the replay through 37 games, or 38 games. Tigers lead the Orioles 8-1 in the 5th. Pitch to Willie is a long drive to center. Back goes Flood. He makes the catch. Nicely done for the 2nd out. Won't say the wind had anything to do with it. It's still blowing from left to right at 5. Here's Willie McCovey. Willie walked his first time up. Hiller still on first. Pitch is a line drive into right center, or right field. That will be a single. Hiller will hold at 3rd, and Gibson has given up his 4th hit of the night. We'll bring up Cepeda. Orlando is 0 for 1. And Cepeda gets hit. Oh, yeah. Like, that's a real surprise with Gibson. Unfortunately for Bob, that loads the bases. Hiller on 3rd, McCovey on 2nd, and Cepeda on 1st. For Tom Holler, who struck out his first time up. You think Gibson cares? No. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball deep to right. Back goes Lewis to the track, and it's off the wall. 2 runs will score. Cepeda will go to 3rd on the long single by Holler. Well, Holler tripped around first base. Lewis should have had that ball. Misplayed it a bit, and oh boy, that scored 3. Cepeda scored on that as well, so it's 3-0 Giants here in the 3rd. So Hiller, McCovey, and Cepeda all score, and that'll bring up Davenport, who's 0 for 1, and you can just see the steam coming off of Gibson now. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to short. Grote to Javier for the 4th, and that retires the side. Not before the Giants score 3 on 3 hits and no errors. They're all earned, Bob. After 2.5, it's the Giants 3, the Cardinals nothing. So Javier, Gibson, and Flood here in the 3rd, off of Marichal, who's thrown a neat and tidy 27 pitches through 2. Javier at 238, 2 homers and 10 RBI. Pitch. There's a fly ball left center. Mays with range makes the catch, 1 out. So here's Gibby. Gibson at 174, no homers and 3 RBI. Braves have cut that Houston lead down to 1, 3-2 in the 4th. Pitch to Gibby. Got him. He swung on and missed, and that's not going to help his disposition. 2 out now for Flood. Through 2 2/3 innings, Marichal has worked the lineup once. No hits and struck out 3. He's on 33 pitches. Flood is 0 for 1. Here's the pitch to Kurt. There's a ground ball to 2nd. Hiller to Cepeda, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We played 3. It's the Giants 3, the Cardinals nothing. Well, let's go through the out-of-town scoreboard. It's a busy Wednesday here on the 27th of May. Red Sox beat the Senators today 6-2. Monbouquet wins his 6th of the year. He goes to 6-3. Cook or Koch with a loss. He goes 0-3. Dick Stewart with his 13th dinger of the year. That's a lot. Cleveland beat the Yankees at the Stadium 8-5 this afternoon. Mickey Mantle with his 9th of the year. Jack Kralik with a win. He goes to 5-3. Al Downing with a loss. He goes to 3-2. Cubs beat the Mets 6-4. Canizero 3-4 for the Mets. Dick Ellsworth earns his first win of the year. He's now 1-6. Can't tell you who lost for the Mets. Games in progress. Phillies 7, Pirates nothing. Art Mahaffey pitching for the Phils. Green in for the Pirates. Johnny Callison 3-4. Bottom 8 in Cincinnati. Sandy Koufax shutting down Ryan Duran and the Reds 2-0. Koufax looking for his 5th win of the year. Top 6 in Baltimore. Don Demeter with his 6th of the year. Tigers 8, Orioles 1. Phil Regan pitching for Detroit. Estrada, I'm sure that's out of the pen for Baltimore. As we said, Houston leads Milwaukee 3-2 in the bottom of the 4th. Bob Aspromonte with his 2nd homer of the year for Houston. Brown and Fisher going in that one. Doubleheader in Los Angeles. Minnesota and the Angels are going at it. No score in the bottom of the 2nd. Lee Stang and Bo Belinsky going at Chavez Ravine. So here's Pagan. He's 0 for 1. Gibson delivers, and there's a ground ball to 3rd. Boyer to White, 1 out. Brings up Marichal. Marichal struck out his first time up. Here's the pitch. Grounder to 2nd. Javier to White, 2 out. So Gibson now starts to face the lineup the 3rd time through with 2 outs in the 4th. Through 3 2/3 innings, he's allowed 5 hits. He's thrown 80 pitches. 3 runs all earned. He has walked 1 and struck out 4. Chuck Hiller has singled twice and scored. He's got 156 on the year, and he has 2 off of Gibby. Gibson delivers, and it's a ground ball base hit left side. So Chuck Hiller is 3 for 3 this evening. Brings up Duke Snyder. Duke struck out and singled, or if you want it in the correct order, he singled and struck out. Here's the pitch. Here's a ground ball, base hit left side. Hiller moves all the way over to 3rd, and the Giants have 7 hits tonight. And that'll bring up Willie Mays, who has none. He is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Here's the pitch. Mays with a high fly ball to left. Clemens will turn and watch it go. That hit the scoreboard. So a 3-run shot for Mays, his 9th of the year. And the Giants lead 6-0. I'll bring up Willie McCovey, who was 1 for 1. He has scored, singled, and walked. Here's the pitch. Popped up. Grote should have it. And that finally will retire the side, but not before the Cardinals get 3 runs on 3 hits and no errors on the Mays homer after 3.5. It's San Francisco 6, St. Louis nothing. So it'll be Doug Clemens, Dick Grote, and Ken Boyer here in the 4th for Marichal, who's thrown a neat and tidy 37-pitch, 3-inning stint so far. Clemens was one of those strikeout victims. Line drive to Pagan, 1 out. Scoreboard is actually correct as far as era is concerned. The Anheuser-Busch owned the Cardinals at this point. I think they were starting to call it Busch Stadium by the mid-60s. They were building what we would now know as Busch Stadium in downtown St. Louis. That would open in 66, so there's 2 years left here, including, if things go to real life, 1 more World Series, the 64 series. Here's Dick Grote. He's 0 for 1. Pitch from Marichal is up the middle, and there won't be a no-hitter tonight. So Grote's on with a single, and the Cardinals are finally in business here in the 4th inning. Dodgers lead the Reds 2-0 in the 9th. I imagine Mr. Koufax is going to pick up that win. Ken Boyer struck out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Boyer, line drive to 3rd. Davenport puts up the glove and goes, it's mine. 2 out. Braves have tied the Colts at 3 in the 5th. Colt 45s. White is 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. There's a line drive up the middle, and Mays will have it to retire the side. No runs the first hit of the ball game for St. Louis, and no errors. After 4, it's 6-0 San Francisco. And I imagine that I will pitch it for Gibson when he comes up. So he gets the 5th anyway, and Cepeda is 0 for 1. He was hit his last time up. Pitch to the baby bull is strike 3. 1-2 change up on the inside corner, and that is the 5th strikeout of the night for Gibson. Here's Tom Holler. Tom is 1 for 2. He is singled and struck out. And it's 3 RBI. And all those in the 3rd on a misplay by Johnny Lewis and right. Here's the pitch. Holler draws a walk. So 8 hits allowed by Gibson and 2 walks. That's 10 base runners on 13 outs. Here's Davenport. Jim is 0 for 2. And he got him. 1-2 pitch swung on and missed strike 3. So that's 6 for Gibson. They'll bring up Pagan. Jose is 0 for 2. Twins and Angels double dip in Los Angeles. They're tied at 1 in the 3rd. Pitch to Pagan is a ground ball to first. White takes it to the bag himself, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Halfway home in St. Louis with 6-0 Giants. Rain continuing to fall lightly here. Nothing really heavy about it. 74 degrees. It actually feels good with the windows open. Not really. It's actually about 18 degrees where I am. McIver will lead it off. Lewis and Javier. And if anyone should reach, I imagine a pinch hitter. McIver is 0 for 1. Marichal delivers. Grounded to first. Cepeda takes it himself. 1 out. Bring up Johnny Lewis, who's 0 for 1. I'm sure the papers tomorrow will talk about his misplay, putting this one wide open in the 3rd. But Mays just obliterated that ball in the 4th. And boy, the Cardinals have a tough road to hoe down. Pitch to Johnny Lewis is a line drive right field. That'll be the 2nd hit of the night for St. Louis. And I'll bring up Julian Javier, who's 0 for 1. Marichal, 2nd hit tonight. Give it up. 8th inning at Forbes. The Phillies lead the Pirates 7-1. Showed you the standings earlier in the Phillies were just way out of it. Pitch to Javier is got him. 0-2 right down the middle for strike 3, and that'll be the night for Mr. Gibson. And who do I pinch hit for him? I think we're going to go with Carl Warwick. It's tempting to go with Bucher, but that would just be kind of rubbing it in. Warwick is at 304 on the year, no homers and 4 RBI. 3 homers and 15 real life RBI and a 259 average in 64. Pitch from Marichal is a grounder to first. Cepeda to Marichal, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We played 5. It's 6-0 San Francisco. So Warwick stays in the game and right. And Roger Craig in his 70 pitches will get some time. Kind of a swingman's starter, long reliever. 2-2 on the year with a save with a 4.21 ERA. In 47 innings, Craig has allowed 52 hits, 7 homers. He's walked 12 and struck out 14. That control wasn't great. So I think we had him in the game when he walked a ton. And good for around 70 pitches, which could get him through the rest of the game. And of course, he'll be featuring that split finger. Here's Marichal. Juan is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Here's the pitch, strike 3. So 0-2 on the inside corner, and that'll bring up Chuck Hiller, who went 3 for 3 for Gibson today. Gibson, 6 runs, all earned, 8 hits. And we'll give you the rest of it when the game is over. Craig delivers. Hiller is going to be 4-4. He's just on a roll. He grounds it through the right side for a base hit. Brings up Duke Snyder, who is 2 for 3. He singled twice, struck out, and scored. Tigers lead the Orioles 10-3 in the 8th. Pitch from Craig Snyder up the middle. Javier to Grote for 1. To White. Does he beat it out? No. Yes, he does. Snyder does beat it out. So Snyder reaches on the fielder's choice. It's 4-6. I'll bring Willie Mays, who was 1 for 3. His 9th homer. And that 3-run shot gave him 25 RBI this year. Pitch to Mays is a long drive or line drive to center. Flood is there, and that retires his side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors after 5.5. It is San Francisco 6, St. Louis nothing. Top of the lineup now for the Cardinals: Flood, Clemens, and Grote. As St. Louis goes through the first 3, the lineup now the 3rd time. I'll spit it out eventually. Marichal has faced 18 batters in 5 innings and 63 pitches. 2 hits, no runs, and has struck out 4. Flood is 0 for 2. Pitch to Kurt. Grounder to short. Pagan to Cepeda for the out. Reminder, it's the Pirates and the Dodgers from Pittsburgh Saturday on the game of the week. Doug Clemens, the batter. Doug is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Pitch from Marichal. Draws the walk. First walk given up by Marichal. Oh, and he's hot about it. He says a couple words on a 3-1 count. He got into Ronnie Millsap, the umpire's face there, and Ronnie didn't ring him up, but Marichal had a few choice words. I'll bring up Dick Grote, who is 1 for 2 with a single. Here's the pitch. Here's a grounder to first. Cepeda over to Marichal. Only had a play for 1, and there's 2 out. Brings up Ken Boyer. Clemens moves to second. Boyer 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Marichal delivers, and there's a ground ball, base hit left side. Clemens will round third and score. So there goes the shutout at 6-1 as Boyer singles. I'll bring up Bill White. Bill is 0 for 2. Pitch to White. There's a line drive right to Pagan. Put up your hand and see what you get. So 1 run, the Cardinals finally break through on 1 hit and no errors. After 6 in St. Louis, it's San Francisco 6, the Cardinals 1. And the Twins, as we start the 7th inning, lead 2-1. Oops, so it's time for me to go through the scoreboard. Here are the lots of finals now. Earlier finals from this afternoon: the Red Sox 6, the Senators 2. Monbaquette with a win. Cleveland beat the Yankees 8-5. Kralik with a win, his 5th. Downing with a loss. Mantle with his 9th of the year. Cubs beat the Mets 6-4. Dick Ellsworth with his 1st win of the year, now 1-6. Philadelphia will beat the Pirates eventually 8-1. Bottom of the 9th there. Johnny Callison 4 for 5. Clipstein and Gibbon now the pitchers on that one. It wasn't a shutout. Cincinnati got a homer in the 9th, but Sandy Koufax picks up his 5th win of the year as the Dodgers beat the Reds 2-1. Joe Nuxhall with a hard loss. Hardluck loss is now 0-6. Tigers beat the Orioles 10-3. Norm Cash 3 for 4. Phil Regan goes to 2-1. Dave McNally, who we had with you Saturday against the Twins, took the loss. He's 3-4. Games in progress. There are 2 others. Braves lead the Holt 45s 5-4 in the bottom of the 7th. Eddie Matthews is 3 for 4. Fisher en route to his 7th win if that holds, and the Twins lead the Angels 2-1 in the bottom of the 5th. Stang and Polinsky going at it at Chavez Ravine, and Ed Kirkpatrick has the lone run for the Angels. A solo shot. Here's McCovey. Willie is 1 for 2. He is singled, walked, and scored. Here's the pitch, and there's a ground ball to short. Grote comes in on the grass, throws it to White for the out. Craig would bat second in the bottom of the 7th inning, but I imagine he will continue to pitch. Here's Cepeda. Orlando was 0 for 2. He has struck out and scored and was hit by Gibson. There's a ground ball to short. Grote to White, 2 out. Gibson was about as sharp as a butter knife tonight. 6 runs. Here's Tom Holler. Tom was 1 for 2. Had that 3-run single in the 3rd. That should have been an extra base hit, but he tripped going over the bag. Pitch to Holler is a line drive left field. That's going to drop for a hit. Clemens throws it back in. And that is the 10th Giant hit of the night. 6 runs, 10 hits, and error. And the Giants have stranded at 6 so far. The Cardinals, 1 run on 3 hits. No errors, and 4 stranded. Here's Jim Davenport, 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Craig delivers, and there's a ground ball base hit right side. So the Giants just keep plugging away here. Here's Jose Pagan. He's 0 for 3. Here's the pitch. Pagan hits a grounder to short. Grote with a tremendous stamp flips to Javier to retire the side. So no runs on 2 hits and no errors. It's stretch time here at Sportsman's Park. It's the Cardinals trailing the Giants 6-1. So McCarver, who's sitting on an 8-game hitting streak, Craig and Javier here in the 7th, unless McCarver should reach. Pitch to Tim was a grounder to second. Hiller to Cepeda, 1 out. So Craig will bat. Roger is at 273, with 1 RBI. Marichal in prime shape to go the distance here. Pirates have 2 more, and they trail Philly 8-3 in the 9th. Craig draws a walk. That's the 2nd one delivered by Marichal, and that will flip the lineup. 4th time. No, it won't flip the lineup. I forgot. I did the switcheroo. So here's Julian Javier. 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Pitch from Marichal, and that's another strikeout. 1-2. Swung on and missed strike 3. For 2 out. 5 now for Juan. Phillies have beaten the Pirates tonight in Pittsburgh 8-3. Here's Carl Warwick. Pinch hit for Gibson in the 5th. 0 for 1. There's the pitch. And he goes down. He swung on and missed for strike 3. So after 7, it's San Francisco 6, St. Louis 1. And Marichal will bat here to start the 8th. He is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Pitch to Juan, grounder to short. Busy night for Grote, over to White, 1 out. Brings up Chuck Hiller. You ever make the joke all the time about this wouldn't appear in Baseball Digest if it was a bad game or whatever? If you ever remember that magazine, what a great read it was. It still is. I think they still make it, but it used to be monthly. And like a small type form, so the pages stayed open rather easily. You hold it in one hand. And there was a monthly feature. It was my best game, and it was whatever player, and he talked about, the game that he remembers most. I think this is going to be it for Hiller. I mean, goodness. He's only a 180 hitter in real life, and he's 4 for 4. With 2 runs scored. 4 singles and 2 runs. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to second, over to first in time. So there will not be a 5-hit game for Hiller, unless the Giants do unspeakable things. Here's Duke Snyder. Duke's 2 for 4. Single twice, struck out and scored. And Matty Alou will pinch hit. So that's the night for Snyder. Matty is at 338, no homers and 7 RBI. Twins on their way to winning the first of 2 tonight in Los Angeles. They lead in the 7th, 2-1. Pitch to Alou. Ground ball to Javier. Throws it to White, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We played 7.5. Roger Craig has done his job. Cardinals coming to bat. They trail 6-1, and now Marichal has thrown 99 pitches as the Cardinals start their 4th time through. 7 innings, a run, 3 hits. The run was earned. He walked 2 and struck out 6. Here's the pitch to Flood. Grounder back to Marichal over to first, 1 out. That was the 100th pitch for Juan. Here's Doug Clemens, 0 for 2. Walked, struck out, and scored. A lone Cardinal run. Grounder to Hiller, over to Cepeda, 2 out. So Marichal nursing a 3-hitter right now. Here's Dick Grote. One of those 3 hits. He's 1 for 3. That hit was a single. This will be a pop-up to second. Hiller. And that retires the side. Again, no runs, no hits, no errors. After 8, we go to the 9th here. In St. Louis, it's 6-1 San Francisco. So it'll be Willie Mays, Willie McCovey, and Orlando Cepeda. Mays with a 3-run homer really put this one away for the Giants, his 9th of the year. Pitch to Willie. Line drive right to Boyer, who makes a tremendous diving stop for the catch. Saved a hit. The Giants have 11 this evening, 6 runs and 11 hits in an error, and they've stranded 8. Cardinals, a run on 3 hits, and they've stranded 5. Here's McCovey. Willie 1 for 3 with a single. A walk and a run scored. Pitch from Craig is going to drop for a base hit into right, and so McCovey's now 2 for 4. Here's Cepeda. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout and was plunked by Mr. Gibson. Here's the pitch. Here's a line drive in the left that will drop for a base hit. McCovey will hold at second. Cepeda on first. With 1 out, we'll give Craig Tom Holler. Tom is 2 for 3. He singled twice. Driven in 3. A walk and a strikeout. Here's the pitch. Popped up. Infield fly roll in effect. Here's White. Makes the catch for the 2nd out. You stick around for all this one, you deserve a cookie. Here's Davenport. Jim is 1 for 4. He is singled and struck out. And Cap Peterson will pinch hit for him. Cap is at 158. 3 for 19 on the year. 203 hitter in real life with a homer and 8 RBI. Craig delivers, and there's a ground ball to first. White flips over to Craig, and that retires the side. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. 8.5 in the books at Sportsman's Park. It's 6-1 San Francisco. It's now cooled off to 68. The rain has just been a nuisance, if anything. The wind's never picked up. It's blowing out to center at 5 miles an hour. If the Cardinals are to come back, it's Ken Boyer, Bill White, and Tim McCarver. And a pinch hitter, if any of them should reach. Marichal at 106 pitches. Pitch to Boyer is a fly ball to center. Mays, 1 out. Here's White. He's 0 for 3. And hasn't heard about a cannoli yet. Here's the pitch. Oh, strike 3. Throw down to first. Cepeda has it 2 out, so he swung on a bad pitch. Holler let the ball get by, and the ball is kind of wet. So 2 out for McCarver, who is 0 for 3. If he gets a hit, his hitting streak goes to 9. Marichal 1 out away from a 3-hitter. Here's the pitch. Here's a line drive in the left, so McCarver keeps the hitting streak up, and McCovey misplays it, so McCarver goes to second. McCovey, it's raining a little bit harder than what it looks because he picked up the ball and it slipped. So the Cardinals will pinch hit here. Carver on second, and now we will go with Jeff Long, Jeoff. It's righty for the 313, but it's off Phil Galliano's name there. Condolences to his family. We lost Phil within the last week or so. We're taping this on January 31st, so you won't see this for a few weeks. But thoughts and prayers to his family after his passing. I know how that goes. Anyway, here's Long at 333, a homer and 5 RBI. McCroker on second. Long ground ball to short. Pagan over to Cepeda, and the Giants win 6-1. A rather easy win. It took 2 hours and 51 minutes to do it. Marichal is the MVP of the game, and it's pretty easy to see why, but let's tell you how the runs were scored. San Francisco, 6 runs on 13 hits and 2 errors. They got 3 in the third. Well, first they had 2 on and 1. They loaded the bases in the first, and Bob Gibson worked around it, so they couldn't score. In the third, they sent 7 to the plate, including a Tom Holler single. That first should have been caught by Johnny Evans out there and right. But Holler tripped over first, so he should have had an extra base hit. Anyway, it made it 3-0 San Francisco. Then Willie Mays with an absolute bomb off to left center by the scoreboard to make it 6-0. Cardinals got one back in the bottom of the 6th. Ken Boyer singled home Doug Clemens to make it 6-1. Chuck Hiller, as I said, tremendous night for him, 4 for 5 with 2 runs. So Juan Marichal goes the distance, 9 innings. He gives up a run. It was earned. He scattered 4 hits, walked 2, and struck out 7. That was his 9th win. He's 9-1 on the year. Bob Gibson pitched poorly, to say the least. He goes 5 innings, allows 8 hits, 6 runs, all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 6. He drops to 5-2. So that will do it. The score 6-1. Let's give you all the finals now. We'll just do the ones you didn't see earlier. The Tigers did beat the Orioles 10-3. Hal Fisher goes to 7-1 as the Braves beat the Colts 45s 8-4. Twins and Angels split a doubleheader. Lee Stang won the opener 2-1. Bo Belinsky with a loss, and Jim Perry, not the game show host, our favorite card shark, with his 5th save. Or was it sale of the century? Actually, it was both, but we'll come up with the jokes for something like that. The Angels took the nightcap 3-1. Smith with the win, Arrigo with a loss, and Lee with the save. So the standings as we go in: Pittsburgh with a 5-game bulge over San Francisco now, because the Pirates lost 8-3. They will host the Dodgers on the game of the week Saturday. The Dodgers are 22-19. The Twins, I believe, gained a half a game over the Yankees because they split the doubleheader and the Yankees lost. And since the Orioles lost, they gained ground over them too. So it's 3.5 between the Twins and the Yankees, and 5 between Pittsburgh and San Francisco. Why the Pirates are in first place and 30-10? Well, they're hitting .285 as a team. And the Twins are third in baseball, hitting .271. All right, so that'll take care of it. So the Dodgers and the Pirates for you on Saturday. And until then, I'm Ron Juckett for Retro Sports Network. We'll talk to you the next time.